Hello everybody, Nerfcraft here, and today I am here with the brand new update to Terraria, the Journey's End update. So, in this video I am obviously creating a new world and new character, and I'm going to start by showing off some of the features. Also, one other thing is that OBS decided it didn't want to record my voice today, so this is a post-processing voiceover, so it's not quite a normal commentary. So here's the creation of the world. This is gonna take a minute here because it always does. So just hang on here for a second. You can see me there. I am highlighting one of the loading screen hints. And the world is loaded, and here we are. So the first thing you'll notice is that I am showing off the new short sword overhaul, and then I immediately just whack the bottom of some trees, because one of the new features is that if you just hit the bottom of a tree, then something can fall out. And here I am showing off the guide and his new happiness indicator, and you can see he wants a house. And here I am showing off the new short sword again, but this time against an enemy, and you could tell that if you didn't know, the short sword used to only attack horizontally. Now you can actually angle it however you need to, and I was showing that off there, and I was able to actually kill that slime relatively easily because I could angle my attacks. Again, you can see me hitting the bottoms of the trees. There, I just got some wood out of the top of that tree, and a butterfly came out of that one. And you can even get some coins. And down here you can see me finding some ores. This actually happens to be lead, which means that I actually ended up with a lead world instead of an iron world. And here you see me just whacking the bottom of some more trees. And here I am collecting these sunflowers because they can be placed around the map for beneficial effects such as reduced mob spawns. So after I killed that slime, here I am just collecting them again so I can scatter them around the map later on. And just again, I am hitting the bottoms of trees to see if I can get some interesting items. And I am moving over to the left, and here are some more sunflowers, and there is a cave. And I think these flower vines are actually new, because in my first playthrough of the game, I never saw them. And here I'm just getting some pots, and that's how I get my first torches. So I jump down from here, and immediately there is a slime, and you can see me just trying to fight all the slimes I encounter with great difficulty. Because, well, even after the short sword overhaul, it is still arguably one of the worst weapons in the game. And here I'm just building my way out. And trying to get that pot, but I can't quite reach it. And here I'm just collecting some stone and trying to use the smart cursor, but I don't think it's really working properly. So I'm just mining out a bunch of stone so I can do some crafting with that. And here I'm just crafting up some torches, and then also some platforms because I am stuck. Actually, no, wait. The platforms aren't for like another few seconds. So here you can see I'm trying to climb up this vine, but that just doesn't work for some reason. And here I am crafting platforms. And here you can see that there is just an achievements button right there in the menu. And here I'm trying to get out using the platforms. And look, another slime. Actually took that one out almost quickly, but then it jumped into water. And I took it out. So again, I tried to get that pot without thinking about how to get it. And here I'm going back off to my spawn point so I can start setting up a base of operations. So here I've got my furnace. And here I am crafting up some lead bars. And here you can see me once again trying to poke a slime. And that's my anvil. So that's one of the new items, the grate. I don't quite know what it would do, or why anyone would want it, but it's there. And there's a campfire there just so I can heal up a little faster when I'm at the base. And here I am just using some ropes to get up a little higher. And here's a couple more slimes, which is not fun, because I still have a short sword. But I took them out pretty quickly there. And here you can see a yellow tree, which is also new to the update. And when I hit it, I get an apple, which is a new food item. And I'm just whacking a few trees. And there I get an acorn. And out of this one, I get a bird. So again, I am adventuring off to the left, primarily to find more caves, but I actually ended up finding the jungle instead, which was very unexpected. But here is my first chest, which I struggle to collect as there's also a bit of the corruption in my jungle. So I retreat back off to the right and get surrounded by 3 slimes. But I just go past them and just turn around and try to fight them, which probably wasn't smart, but there I did a quick heal since I had a potion from a pot. And here I am equipping a stool that I found in the chest. And here I'm getting into some more combat, which ends up being a bad idea. And I take out the slimes, but instead, I look at my apple to see what it does, and instead of going home, I end up in a fight with a zombie and a demon eye and get killed. First night's not going so well. So here I am back at my base. And I go back off to the left and start fighting a zombie with a torch. You can also see a demon eye up there, and you can see that with the new short sword buff, it's easier to hit the demon eyes because they don't have to be directly in front of you. So here I'm trying to fight it, and I end up getting pinned down by 2 more zombies, which just, now I'm cornered in this cave, but the demon eye can fly over me to get behind me. And I just die because I'm pinned in. So I respawn and just start moving back over to the left. And I reinitiate combat with the 2 zombies that killed me, as well as an extra one. But since they're all coming from one direction, I can take all 3 of them. And there is a fallen star that I collect. And I am actually now going underground to mine some ores. So you can see me holding out my torch looking for anything interesting. And I actually this time pull out a platform and jump over. So I find another chest there, and that chest actually had a lot of wood in it, which surprised me. And here I am in a dark battle with a blue slime. The blue slimes are always tougher than the green ones. But you can see that this cave actually goes down pretty deep, and already I have just found 2 abandoned houses just in one spot alone. So I put some ropes and go for the top one first. And there's actually this feature that will automatically open doors when you try to walk through them, so you don't just get stuck because you missed a click. But you can also see that I got the Band of Regeneration for extra healing and the Aglet for extra speed. So here I'm just exploring for a little more stuff. And I find not much, just a couple extra pots. But now I go down to the bottom one. And when I come in here, I find a cloud in a bottle. So now I can double jump. And I also got the extractinator, which is pretty good early game, not so much when you enter hard mode. But that's a little bit of free stuff if you can find silt or slush. So now I'm fighting this blue slime that has torches. And I got some shurikens out of that pot. And now I'm just exploring more and trying to find some raw materials I can mine up. So you can see here I'm getting pretty deep, and there's a blue jellyfish here. And you can see me just using my cloud in a bottle to get back up to where I was without wasting my ropes. And because I wanted the banners for every mob, I am killing the yellow slime, because all the slimes aside from the blue and green are actually pretty uncommon. So if I want the banners, I have to actively try to kill them. So that was a fight that I was losing, but I managed to pin it down when I got to the right side there. And here I am trying to get back up. I do actually need to put some platforms, but I don't realize it yet. And there I just took a lot of fall damage. So, now, I just keep failing because I'm dumb. But what you might have noticed there was when I hit up to try and go up the rope, I actually activated my stool. I didn't really notice the first time. But here, I got up, and using a lot of double jumps to get up here. And here I get into a close quarters fight with the demon eye, searching a chest that I didn't quite realize I already eluded. And this time I actually beat the demon eye with a short sword. So here I'm just hopping back up with my cloud in a bottle. And yes, I know I'm doing something really stupid by going up this way. And here I now have 3 stars, so I made a mana crystal, and you can see here I am getting into another fight. At that time I was going a little more aggressive against the demon eye, but also staying defensive against the zombies. But of course, for some reason the zombies can jump, which they shouldn't. And I actually didn't realize that there, but I got the zombie arm weapon. I did not realize that when doing the original filming. But you can see that it's a lot darker now, because the zombie with the torch died. But I managed to get the high ground over this zombie. And for some reason I decided it would be smart to come back over to the left. And I got attacked by another demon eye. And you can see I did actually almost win this fight. Actually no, that was not a demon eye, that was a bat. So I tried using the axe just for the swing effect. That actually didn't quite work to my favor. So you can see here I'm just like kind of checking out, see if there's any new settings I could look at. Here I'm trying to see if I can make my cursor a little bigger, because I think it's kind of small. And here you see that I actually found some tungsten in a chest, but I made a copper broadsword, which was actually a really good idea. It ended up being really helpful later on. So you can see I'm just swinging. And I actually decided to go back to the left because I am dumb. I should not have gone back to the left, it is too dangerous. And there's just a little cardinal flying away. But I do like that I have the jungle this close to my main spawn point. That makes it a lot easier to get there when the jungle becomes important in hard mode. And here I'm just battling a couple piranhas. And here you can see that I'm starting to get into a battle with some eaters and devourers. But what I didn't realize was that I just got sniped. And it was actually so sudden that it made me jump. So here I'm coming over this way. And kind of just whacking some more trees. And then here you can see that I actually have corruption over on my right as well. Which isn't a good thing. But here I'm pulling out my shurikens for a little bit of ranged damage. But you can see that they don't actually deal knockback. And here you can see a balloon slime, which... those are definitely new. And I just saw a couple slimes on the left just jump into that ravine. But there's a lot of these balloon slimes now, and I'm not quite sure why. But here I'm exploring a little further to my right. And about here is where I get into a bad position. I get in this ravine and I start trying to fight the eater. And any moment now, yeah, I actually hit a desert while there's a sandstorm going on. And I get stuck in this little ravine with an eater, and pretty sure there's a worm, but here I'm getting pinned in by a bunch of them. I've got like no health left. So I try using the shurikens, but they deal no knockback, meaning that it didn't really help. So again, I'm just whacking trees, trying to get some stuff there. I got a squirrel. And I come over here, and I do just start whacking trees again. And I am a little concerned at how close I am to the corruption on both sides. Here you can see me clearing out a little area because I am now building a house for my guide so he can be a little happier. And there's my little doorway. And didn't really know about the quick block replacement yet, so I was mining out the floor manually. And you can see I actually accidentally started replacing one a little bit too low there. And here is my little roof, and as you can tell, I'm starting to get attacked by just some nuisances causing me to mess up on my building. So I just throw a couple of shurikens, take them out, and break the blocks I misplaced. Now here I am going over to my workbench to build some walls. That's all I'm really doing there. as well as the table, chair, and stool. Here I'm looking at the dirt bomb because, like, that's new. I don't know what that is. But here's my table, my chair, my door, and a bunch of walls. So I'm just coming back over to the house so I can continue building it. So there's my door. And there I was actually properly using the block replace to deal with that dirt under the door. And there I'm just placing down the furniture, the torches, and actually putting in a back wall because I don't feel that at the time I don't really want to build a whole new door. So here I'm just walling everything up, making it a nice house, and then I just pop in a little bit of a back wall, and then I just see if it's good, and the guide has already moved in. So now I am actually coming to talk to him to see what his happiness is at, and he's happy. He doesn't need anything. So here I'm over here, made some chains so I can eventually make a sawmill, because that does get important later on. And there you can see me just destroying my enemies with the broadsword. And there I just did something so stupid. I just went down. So here I'm doing a little more mining. And I come over here, actually start finding some stuff. Mainly pots, but up here you can see some tungsten. And here I'm dealing with the tungsten, just mining that up real quick. And since I want the banners, I'm going down to fight this yellow slime. And with the broadsword, it is so much easier. And there's another vein of the tungsten. And here I'm just using the ropes to make things a little easier. Going up a little bit, and there's a red slime. I want to kill it for the banner. And I actually managed to hit a pot somewhere down there with the shuriken. Never actually found the loot from it though. So here I'm trying to get that one last piece of tungsten, but I can't quite seem to reach it. So I actually decided to place another rope. And then I jump down and fight the red slime. So here I found another vein of tungsten, and I accidentally placed 2 torches, which was kind of annoying, So here I just pick up that torch real quick, and again with the blue slime, which I honestly don't particularly mind because it means I can get the banner a little faster. And here I'm just breaking some pots. And here I actually found more lead, which I was only just barely able to distinguish from the stone. So I'm just mining up this lead real fast. Quite a bit of it, actually. And here is a piece of rubble. It looked like a sword and a stone. One of the fake ones, though. So I just decided to smash that, see what would happen. And here I actually just collected a whole bunch of hearts. And there is a yellow slime and a gold chest. So I start taking out the yellow slime before I leak the chest. And the yellow slimes actually have a really high defense. So here in the chest I actually got one of the new weapons, the Mace, which is a flail type weapon. And it says it can be upgraded with torches, and the change to the flails is actually really cool. I don't think all of them had that change. Things like the Flare-On and Solar Eruption, I think, did not get changed. But here I just found more tungsten. But the flail, the mace, actually ended up becoming a really good weapon. Very useful for such early game. And here's just a life crystal. And I just go ahead and use it. So now I have an extra 20 HP. And here I'm testing the foil against the red slime, and it's going really well. But there was a pressure plate that I stepped on, annoyingly. And here I actually found the new crystal tree. So here is the crystal tree giving me an emerald. And here's another life crystal. I actually didn't use that one right away. And here you can see a little bit of a newer underground biome. I'm not quite sure what it is. But here there's a lot of water. And here I'm trying to get up there. I don't quite want to use my ropes or platforms yet. So I decided to just go home. And this is actually kind of approaching the end of the video, but I decided to go out and try out my mace a decent amount, see how good it was, mainly against some zombies. But here I'm just forging up some bars, looking for the tungsten real quick. And here I am trying out my new mace against the zombies. Unfortunately, the mace does not deal knockback when it is spinning. it actually does damage really quickly when it does the spinning. So I just shredded the demonize in just seconds. And unfortunately the spinning ability also does less damage than if you were to just throw it. We could see that I was only dealing 6s and 7s, whereas if I throw it I deal like about 10 extra damage. And here I'm considering what to make with my tungsten. I'm not quite sure what yet. And here's just an extra fallen star. But here I'm coming over to visit my guide. And I can see that he is still happy. And there is actually an owl there. And the owl is actually very new. You can see he doesn't run away or attack. He just chills out. And there I'm just beating up a zombie again. And there's an extra fallen star, because that's useful. I don't have the max mana yet. And here is actually one more. So I made a emerald gem corn, which is actually for planting the gem trees. And there's a new mana crystal, so a bit more mana, and the life crystal I didn't use before. And you can see that the throwing does significantly more damage than the spinning with the mace. But the spinning is still very powerful, which is why I use it. And there, the guide kinda helped me out a bit. And there I'm demonstrating the automated door swing ability. And here I'm just clearing out a platform for my next NPC home. So here I'm actually starting to use the automatic block replace feature. And I even replaced the ramp there. So now I'm starting to build up a little bit. But I actually do not have time for much else, so this is actually where I ended off the video, right after taking out these last couple of enemies. So with that, thank you for watching.